You have issued an opinion about the LGBT controversy, the private members' bill, standing in the name of principally some George Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram, and I believe some members of the majority side as well. What opinion have you rendered to Parliament? Should the bill succeed or should the bill not succeed? If the bill succeeds, Ghana is going to declare itself as an anti-LGBT society. We don't want LGBT. It is illegal. It's criminalized. If the bill does not succeed, then we will remain with what we have, which is sodomy in the Criminal Offences Act, and that's about it. The big question is the advocacy about LGBT. Should it be criminalized or should it not be criminalized? That's really where the issue is. What opinion do you render to Parliament?
Well, so I think first of all, it's important to note that the bill is a private member's bill, and ordinarily it's not permissive of an opinion of the attenderer. But in view of the very weighty matters at issue, in view of the fact that the attenderer is designated constitutionally as a principal legal advisor to the government and also the defendant in all civil matters which against the state, which includes Parliament, I felt it's a constraint to present an opinion. Because really, these are matters that are so fundamental. And I think that I presented what I may call or term a balanced view. My balanced view was on account of on account of certain principles which I spelled out to Parliament. The first principle is that yes, Parliament has the power to legislate, but that power of legislation is subject to, as I said earlier on, certain constraints placed by the Constitution. So Article 108 of the Constitution places a restriction on the power of Parliament to pass a law which borders on of a financial nature, which also requires the state to assist financially. And I see this law as requiring some financial contribution by the state for its implementation.
Really?
Yes, because there's this requirement for the state to provide a prison for such convicts, for also this requirement for the state to also contribute to the rehabilitation of persons suffering from such impairment and all. And by the details of Article 108 of the Constitution, such a bill ought to emanate from
The government?
the executive, yes, on the authority of the president. So that is one. So apart from that,
is it really driving the bill to a coup?
No, I think I also recognize that first, secondly, I mean the government or the state, the state is empowered to enact legislation which will regulate family rights, adoption, marriage, succession, and whatever. And to that extent, this bill is not necessarily unconstitutional. That the state is empowered to enact legislation which will...
But this is a private member's bill. Is it considered within the context of state?
Yeah, because...
Parliament is state.
Yeah, Parliament is a state. And indeed, a bill affects everybody, whether it's private member or originated by the executive. It affects everybody. And so... the point I made is that, yes, the state is empowered under Article 26 of the Constitution to enact legislation which will affect family matters and law. And therefore, if the state is enacting laws which will protect children against certain content deemed immoral, it's actually not unconstitutional. Because Article 26 talks about the state enacting laws to protect children from physical and moral hazards. So that can be treated within the constitutional context. But such a law, whatever it is also subject to Article 12, Clause 2 of the Constitution. Article 12, Clause 2 of the Constitution requires or enjoys respect for all rights, but subject to the rights of others. So really, rights are not absolute at all. Recognizes that rights in themselves can be curtailed on account of. And as such, another right, Article 17, Clause 1, which I've alluded earlier on to, is equality before the law. And then you talk about Article 17, Clause 2, certain provisions, which prohibits discrimination against persons. And then also you have regard to other provisions of the Constitution, which border on freedom of expression. Article 21 borders on freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, and belief. And I also hold the view that indeed the effects of the law also repeat the existing law. Parts of the existing law are repeated in this bill. So I think that there's the prohibition on sodomy. Clearly, sodomy is prohibited. Yes.
Advocacy about the rights of LGBT is really where the matter is. You don't seem to say that is right or wrong.
No, I have a view on that. So yes, yes. Again, if you situate it within the context of the constitutional provisions which prohibit or which empower the state to enact legislation which protects children and other persons against moral and physical hazards, then the law may not be unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Yes, but so apart from that,
so in your opinion, are you saying go ahead or don't go ahead? So
my opinion is that if Parliament wants to enact a law, first of all, they must be mindful of the effect on the existing law. Secondly, they also have to be mindful of the limitations imposed by Article 108 of the Constitution. And so the effect is that it presents a balanced view. I'm here to appeal for the committee to actually argue the effect of it.
Yeah.
And so I would think that the law in its current form
is good enough.
No, may suffer some constitutional challenges. And therefore,
the bill in its current form.
The bill in its
may suffer some constitutional challenges.
Yes. So that's the view that.
So if I go to court now and take out a writ, if I take out a civil writ at the Supreme Court against the Attorney General on the LGBT, would you present a defense to say that bill is good or bill is bad?
No, so it depends on the specific provision that is sought to be struck down as unconstitutional, because you cannot go.
The provision that a private member's bill cannot impose a financial burden on government.
I've expressed a view on that already.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that other parts of the bill are also not unconstitutional. There are parts of the bill which are constitutional.
Do you think the bill should be rewritten?
Yeah, I think, yes, it has to be rewritten. Rewritten has to be reviewed and all. Apart from that, I think that, because really, as I say, there's a prohibition on sodomy. You cannot, and I think I also made a point that clearly, yes, I am really seriously anti-gay. That's the point.
That you as an individual?
Yes.
You're anti-gay?
Yes, 100%.
Because of your Christian values?
100%, yes.
So you're anti-lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender?
Yes. I had the opportunity to express it on some program that I did, for 206.
If your brother or your brother's child, touch wood, I have to say because you're against it, if your sister's child shows signs of lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender, you will be against the person?
Yeah, I think that it's abominable. I mean, my view, that's personal view.
Christian view? Is it Christian view? Is cultural, historical?
Christian, moral, cultural, however you want to term it. And I would actually make a conscious effort to rid the person of such a situation. But
you will not beat up the person?
No, definitely not. So that's the view I also expressed in the bill. That generally, there's also prohibition by the laws of Ghana against torture and violence and all. So you cannot subject a person, whether the person is gay or not, to any form of cruel or violent
So if you get down to the office today and there's a crowd of maybe 200 holding the LGBT colors and demonstrating, they're expressing advocacy, and you are to the Attorney General, these are the things that you should ban in Ghana. Is it to be banned or is it to be allowed?
I think, so that's actually quite a difficult question to answer, because you see, as I indicated, the Constitution also recognizes freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience and belief.
Okay, hold on.
That's why I had a problem with parts of the bill.
Yeah, I get it.
Which actually suggests that all persons have a duty to promote Ghanaian culture.
I understand.
No person.
Hold on. So two sets of people demonstrating here. One with LGBT flag and talking about gay, lesbian, and all that. And then another, the other side of the road with a flag says Jesus is Lord. Yes. You are saying that they hold the same right under the Constitution.
No, but you cannot promote advocacy in respect of something that's prohibited or criminally prohibited by the laws of Ghana. You cannot advocate the commission of a crime. So you cannot advocate that, well, it should be free for any lawyer here to take anybody's book or iPad or it's not possible.
Oh, I get it. So the advocacy must be based on something that is legal.
Legal. Advocacy must be based on something
so
that
you can't advocate on something that is currently illegal in our laws.
Yes, as far as I'm concerned.
Is transgender illegal in our laws?
So what is transgender? Because all this
transgender is I feel that I'm in a woman's body, so I want to be a woman. So I go to surgery and they enhance my female features.
I would think there is some sickness that you have to be rid of.
Bisexual.
Bisexual is which one? That you
I
are
like
both
I like
male
men
female.
and I also like women.
No, but that's criminal because you cannot be a man and have sexual relations with. Yes.
If I like, I have not had sexual relations. I like it in my mind. I have not yet had sexual relations. Am I not allowed to advocate that I don't have any problem with this?
So as I said, so that is really the most difficult question because really you are expressing a view.
Yes.
The person will also express a view. So just as you are permitted to express your views on Christianity and all, another person should be permitted to express his views on Islam and perhaps promote that kind of thing. So really, it's quite. So it depends on how the issues are formulated in the civil action in the Supreme Court. Now answer. Now trust me.
We'll be looking forward to your appearance in Parliament. We'll be looking forward to your appearance in Parliament and see how it goes.